OMG, you guys, we are live in the podcast. 5:30 Tuesday nights podcast with Yvonne and the tribe. So we're officially here with Diet Sims, and Diet is actually, yes, Diet is one of our team members, and she is from Mesquite. Diet, how long is the drive from Vegas to Mesquite?
Depending on where you're at in Vegas, it can be anywhere from an hour and 10 minutes to an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, how long have you lived in Mesquite?
So I've been in Mesquite now for 4 years. And absolutely love it. So yes.
Wow. So let's talk about the differences between Vegas and Mesquite. Like price point wise.
Price point? Okay.
Yeah. So this show is all about affordability. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like Vegas is a little bit more expensive and people cannot afford Vegas sometimes, you know? Mm-hmm. So Mesquite could be a consideration.
Oh, definitely. So on an average, usually in most areas, we're about $100,000 less than Vegas.
$100,000.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to condos and things like that, sometimes we can be even less. But a lot of our condos are older than your condos. You guys have a lot more newer condos that are coming up and things like that. So we can come in less than you for condos, but our condos are usually anywhere from roughly about 10 plus years. We do have a couple of new condos, but they're extremely small. They maybe have like 10 condos in one small tiny community, and that's it.
But we have a condo listed together.
We do.
Yes.
We do.
Do tell.
So, and we're going to be doing an open house. So anyone who wants to come, the open house will be this Friday, and it's going to be from 10 to 2. And we would love to see you. And
what's the address?
That's what I'm trying to remember real quick. It's coming to me. It will come to me in just a second because I'm.
Oh my gosh! Look who we have. We're not going to call him anything but Russ.
What's happening, guys?
Hi.
Look who found me.
In from Vancouver.
Yes, jumped in from Vancouver. We just got done, and he tackled me in the elevator. He's like, "You're coming back to my room with me," and I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not like that." Kidding.
Of course. I mean, Russ, you are always hilarious. Okay,
I want to just pop in and say hello.
Give us your takeaway really quick before you jump back into the elevator.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on with
show up, be present.
Convention.
Show up and participate in your own success. Like you can't go anywhere if you don't start showing up. So show up and get that feel and take that one thing, add it to your business. You do that 10 times, next thing you know, your business is 10 times better. It's that easy. And hang out with cool people.
All right, see you guys. Thank you, Ross. So yeah, I just came back from 2 events with eXp Realty. I'm really thankful for our tribe. The first event I went to was with Dylan, our team leader, right? And when I went to Phoenix, oh my gosh, they just treated him like a VIP. And because I was with him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me extend the courtesy to you." So we had this high producing team leader that picked us up from the not at the airport, but we went to have breakfast together, and then from there we went to the event, and that was my first event. And like Russ said, show up, right? So I showed up to the event, and in eXp, when you're an icon agent, you show up and you collect $2,000 in stock. Oot, oot. Oh yeah. Yes. Nice. Yeah. And then the second thing is, after that, I went to a build event in Hawaii, and that's why you can hear my voice. I am still sick. But in Hawaii, it was amazing. I mean, the event is called Build Hawaii 2026. So apparently, I went to the first build in 2024, and the build event literally changed my life.
And how? Why? What do you say that for?
The reason why I say that is because, how do you say, I was able to basically, like, I had one person who was a friend, and I didn't know them at all, and her name is Dustin. And Dustin basically said, "Hey, Yvonne, come to Hawaii. We have an event. You have to come. The speakers are lining up, and they're so amazing. And you just come. Don't worry about it." She's like, "Just pay for the airfare. I'm gonna pick you up from the airport, and we're gonna go chase rainbows." And I was
no.
like, "Okay." So I did. She picked me up in her Mini Cooper from the airport, lodged me at her home, and I didn't know anybody but her, right? And then when I went to the event, I actually met Dylan Nonaka for the first time. And I mean, and we have this friendship. And then from there, I partner up with Dylan. At my highest achievement, I had 2.5 agents on the team, and we did 64 million. Sorry, 43 million in sales in 2024. But last year we joined Dylan's team in August, official, and then we didn't even start the Zillow Flex until like beginning of December, right? And to be honest with you, we haven't any Zillow Flex in Mesquite, maybe 1 or 2, not even 3, okay? But between the 2 areas, the entire Hawaii, right? They have about 150 agents out there. And then us in Vegas, we have almost 20 agents. And between all of the agents working together, Pete also closed a deal in December. Everybody
1,008.
Yeah. We closed 1,008 transactions, helping 1,008 families. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that is why, I kind of feel like the energy, the love, like the collaboration. You're new in this. How long have you been with the tribe?
Oh, I've been with the tribe now about 7 weeks. So really new.
Yes, really new, right? Have you ever experienced like how we operate?
No, I love it. I like the energy. I love the fact that everyone's super friendly. Everyone wants to help you. I think just the whole experience is great. You guys helped get me over my hurdle of being fearful for being in front of a camera.
Hey, I was in your shoes 2 years ago. She did that to me too. Okay.
And I give that all to Yvonne because Yvonne is very contagious. She gets all excited about the videos, and you can't help but to get excited too. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we had this listing, and I wanted to do a broker open. Most agents are thinking, you know what? I want to find a buyer, and I'm thinking I want to find agents who are going to showcase that property. And so I wanted to give you guys who showed up a gift, right? So the gift is literally the video.
It is, yes.
For your social media.
So thank you for that. Yeah. And it was
awesome.
fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Free marketing helps out. Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And the house showed nice. The house was amazing.
It's gorgeous. That property, well, actually isn't coming soon status in Mesquite. And I would say it's like barn feel of a property. It's so gorgeous. It's 1/3 of an acre, nobody in front of you because you have a little private hill, right? And I still think that it's a deal because it looks better than the model, Pete, right?
Oh, I think
really nice. Yeah. RV parking, nice backyard with a view.
Yeah. So, the homeowners they're really smart. They bought the Park Lane model of Pulte Homes. And we're going to talk more about Pulte Homes by Diet Sims because she used to be a Pulte Home sales agent. So she was in the builder world and she knows all about how to get the best deal, right? Yeah, so but anyway, long story short, they bought this home and they bought everything basic. I mean, to the fact that they didn't even care about whatever the flooring was, they were gonna just rip it off. And then and I don't, I mean, she's not a designer, but but she'll show her neighbors what she's putting in, and then her neighbors are like, oh my gosh, can I have that? So then the neighbor will use the same handyman to, to do the work of whatever she's doing. Everybody's copying her. Yeah.
And I find it hard to believe she's not a designer, because let me tell you, that house was better than the model homes. I mean, it is beautifully done.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Yeah. I guess so we are in Vancouver, Pete?
Yeah, I'm currently in Vancouver, but I actually wanted to thank you for helping my sister find her house, because that closed and recorded today,
Right.
like a few hours ago.
They got keys today.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
this was like back in October, though. We were ready to. Yeah, this is the Beezer Marigold.
Yeah.
And you helped show a new community outside of no more master plan, like not paying in Royal Highlands fees, more of like a downsizer. And yeah, you talked about Beezer Marigold, and we kind of waited around for it, and then Beezer offered that $25,000 incentive.
Literally, you're getting the maximum incentive, Pete. I don't think they're giving anything more than that.
That's like the built-in equity already.
Yeah.
Everything, even mine, I got the 20,000, but on my single story, but it's still built in.
So Pete is actually purchasing a single story community that has the option to have a pop top. But it, the first floor is built like a single story in basically in like the, I say, Silverado area. Like you can see the South Point Casino. So how much are you paying in HOA fees with the current house that you have?
That one is Royal Highlands. You're paying $79 for Southern Highlands, and then you're paying another. It becomes like $239 a month.
But it's a gated community.
It's guard gated.
Guard gated, right? And right now,
so it's been safe over the years, but it's just not using a pool anymore. Right. Not really using a basement. It's not an entertainer's place anymore.
So can you explain for people who don't know, what's a pop top?
No, Yvonne,
So basically for me, what I'm saying is Pete, their family, they wanted a single story home, right? So I told them, hey, go to this community because that's what they have as a single story. But the builder, kind of like Toll Brothers, they have this concept, right, where you can buy it as a single story, but they also have the option of building the single story and then building the second floor basically with like a loft and a 1-bedroom and a bathroom.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm calling a pop top.
Pop top. Okay, I didn't know it either.
D.R. Horton was calling them the frogs. Like it would be the rooms over the garage. So they had some acronyms for it, but I just call it pop top.
Oh, that's cool, because we don't have that here in Mesquite. So that's cool, and that's good for anyone watching. Then they understand what it is as well.
Yeah. Okay. So no, that was good. But congratulations, Pete.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you guys are officially moving.
I'm happy though that you're on to talk Mesquite.
Yeah.
Because all of us agents now are so curious about the affordable housing. It's way more affordable than Vegas.
It is. You weren't on when we were talking about, but roughly it's about $100,000 less just starting.
Crazy.
So yes. So it's exciting here. And it is different, it's super nice because we're close enough to you guys. So for people who do want more of the nightlife and, and being around shopping and food and entertainment and all that, you have that in Vegas. And if they want to live in Vegas, you guys have great things that are going on right now. Like Yvonne, you talk about all the different new bills that are going on out there. There's so much going on, but for someone, maybe like they can't afford it, or maybe it's a little too fast paced for them, then you can come here to Mesquite. And like I said, it's anywhere from an hour and 10 to an hour and a half. The drive is super easy. You just hop on the
to be honest with you, I love the drive, Diet.
Oh, it's
I've enjoyed the drive.
I really enjoyed the drive, especially coming down that hill.
Yes. As you're coming into Mesquite and you're seeing the golf courses and everything.
It's beautiful.
And then we have all the mountains. So it is definitely, I call it the diamond in the rough. It is very, very quiet town, but it's beautiful. I mean, the sunrises and the sunsets that we have, you get to see the stars at night because we don't have all we don't have all the houses and all the lights going on. So you can see stars. It's very quaint and quiet. For someone who's looking for something just a little more laid back, yet you're super close to Vegas. You're also very close to St. George, and the drive to St. George is absolutely beautiful. As you're going through the gorge,
30 minutes.
It's 35, 40 minutes and you're right there. And then again, you've got shopping, you've got food, you have hikes if you're into hiking, and you've got Zion right here in our backyard. I mean, there's just so much going on, and it makes it such a great place to be, kind of central in the middle. You've got the city right here in Vegas, and then you've got your backyard, you've got Zion. So it really makes it nice, the position that we're in here. And then also it's still affordable. So whether you're moving or you're downsizing or you're maybe upsizing, if you're a single family, you still can have the American dream. It's something that you can come here and actually still be able to afford, get your foot into a home, and then slowly as things progress, if you decided your first home, you want to upgrade, then you can, but it allows you that opportunity to at least get your foot in and to be able to own something.
Okay. So Pete, I want to ask you this specifically. The house that you guys are buying, right? I know that they're selling it in Mesquite as well. And I saw that they were having the same house for $350,000 on sale.
Last I saw, that's the 1,700 square foot one. It's going for $415,000.
Okay, so $415,000.
I believe in Beezer Marigold, it starts at like $640.
Yes. So there is the difference right there. How much is $640 versus
$450?
Let me calculate.
Hold on, I'll even check it right now.
Yeah, let's check it out, because then we can tell our audience really truly is the price difference, right? So $415 is what he told us. And then I want to say that let me check as well, because Betsy from Beezer Homes actually told me what's the lowest price home. Okay. And by the way, we're gonna have Hot Mess Jay coming in soon. So she was telling me the Everett, the with the pop top, right? Their price is $703 plus a lot premium. So you can tell that there's a difference between $703 and $415, right?
But I don't think they do the pop top here. I don't think that's
I don't think. But the thing is, the reason they don't do it is because the community in Beezer Homes is a 55 plus.
Yes.
The one that Pete is purchasing is not a 55 plus community. But the difference is $288,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. That is a lot. But I'm comparing different models. So once Pete checks the right number, we can double check for sure.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But how people, they don't know. Oh, Vegas is so different. Henderson, everybody talks about Henderson. Henderson is beautiful, but Henderson's expensive.
It is.
It is expensive. And then when we think, North Las Vegas always has a bad rap. but it honestly is truly the most affordable city in, Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, right? And then if they're like, oh, I don't think I can afford, to be in this area, they always think Pahrump. Nobody ever thinks about Mesquite. But to compare Pahrump and Mesquite, oh my God, it's like oil and water.
Yes.
Right? It's so different. Have you been to Pahrump?
I have not yet, but I've seen a few pictures, and it is different.
So different. How many tell us about your casinos. Tell us about, how many grocery stores you have out there in Mesquite.
Okay, so we have three. We actually have, when it comes to big casinos, we've got 3 large casinos, and then we have 2 smaller casinos. Casablanca tends to be the most popular one, and that's the one that you're seeing as you're coming into Mesquite on 15.
Yeah.
And that's off to the right. They just got new owners, and it's super nice because they are fully remodeling it, and it's looking really, really good.
And how much of the pricing per night?
I'm not sure what they're going to do now with these new owners since they've been doing pricing. Pricing was right around, they had specials. So depending on if you're doing like a golf special or not. So you can get a room for roughly right around 80 but now I think they're starting to go up just a little bit, not too much, because like I said, they fully remodeled it. You walk in.
Right, it looks nice. I've been there.
It's nice.
It's nice, right? So you have like golfing packages, you have spa, right?
Yes, you do. You have a spa. They even have their own on-site. So if you have an RV and you don't want to stay at, in a hotel, they actually right there have an RV that you can, you can pull in and go inside. You still get all the amenities. You can still use the pool that they have. They also have, like you said, they have like the whole spa. You can still also get golfing. You can also get the discount for golfing because they do owe the RV park. So you can, you have the options of not staying in the hotel as well. And restaurants are really good there. Catherine's is one of the best. And we actually have people from Vegas that will actually drive all the way to Mesquite just to go to Catherine's. That's how good it is. Yeah.
Wow. Is it hard to get into the casino? Like honestly, sometimes I'm lazy to go into a casino because you have to walk like 3,000 steps just to find the place that you're looking for. Is it in and out or? Huh?
It's super easy. So they have a couple things. They do have valet parking, but if you don't do the valet parking, and most of us don't, you park and right there's the doors. So, and they also have stations for people who have electric cars. So it's super nice, but no, parking is super easy and getting in is super
easy. Do they
easy.
have a resort fee kind of like Vegas?
To be honest, that I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that they do. From my understanding, I'm almost positive they don't, but I can't say for an absolute 100%.
Okay. So
and then,
is that the nicest one or the largest one?
So that's the I think it's nice. It has it has really good restaurants. You also have Virgin River, and you also have the Eureka. The Eureka is really nice as well. One thing nice about the Eureka for people who don't like the smoke or things like that, their hotel is actually outside the casino. So you have the casino, you have your parking, and then right here, then you have the hotel.
I saw that. That's separated. It threw me off originally when I first went there.
Yeah, and it makes it really nice because not everyone wants to, there are always some people, which I don't blame them. Some people have asthma, they have different things, and they may want to stay at the hotel, but not necessarily go into the casino. So that gives them the option to be able to stay there without being in the casino.
So
that probably caters to those tournaments where with the younger kids are doing something. They stay there.
They could, yes.
Their mom is there, dad, and then
Eureka, you said?
Yeah, Eureka Casino. Yeah, that's where I had that cheap breakfast at one time.
For $8?
With the reward card, something like 11, I think. I forgot.
Yeah, is it the one you went to? They also have all you can eat too. They have a buffet, and then they also have the restaurant there. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Did you eat your buffet, Pete?
Yeah, I did. Breakfast.
Oh, okay. Do they have crab legs and stuff like that that you know of?
So we do have a seafood buffet that's over at the Virgin River. So,
Okay.
so they do have one there. They used to have it at the Casablanca, and the Casablanca got rid of it. We're not sure with the new owners if they're going to bring it back, but it was a huge hit. So we're all hoping that it will come back on Friday and Saturday nights.
How much was the buffet?
It was, I want to say it was like, when John and I went, it was like $49 per person, and it was all you can eat. And it was nice.
Was it like king crab, or just like, what kind of crab were you talking?
Well, they did snow crab. You had the king crab legs. You also, they did lobster. They did shrimp. And then, of course, you also have other things, too, that they had. They had like a section you can go to, and you can, they can do, like, if you wanted chicken, or sometimes they would do prime rib. They had different things you can go and get that. They also had pasta section.
Wow, it sounds so good. All this in Mesquite. I mean, like, even Vegas, we're killing our buffets, you know?
Now the MGM did away with their buffet.
They did, yeah.
They're about to, yeah.
Now, we only have a few buffet lefts. So if you want to go buffet, the cheapest one is the Garden Buffet at the South Point. Yeah, South Point. And I heard that it's really deep. And I think it's like only $15 or $18 with the player's card or something like that.
Oh, nice.
And then if you go to Aria, they have the spoons. Their buffet is always good in the Aria. But like the rest of the Wynn has a really good buffet, but you're paying $100, I think, for a buffet out in the Wynn.
Yes.
We went to the Rampart. Yeah. That was really good. We went to the Rampart. It was $25 for their buffet, and it's like only for like certain days. But unfortunately, was just not impressed.
That's bummer.
I know. So
another thing for the Eureka for us here, which is super nice, is they also have a shuttle, and the shuttle will take you from here to the airport. So which makes it super nice.
From here to the airport. Where is here?
From Eureka, from Mesquite here at Eureka. They will take you. They'll pick you up at the Eureka out front, and then they'll take you to the airport in Vegas, which makes it really nice. So you don't have to drive and then hassle with parking. And they just have a shuttle that just constantly is going back and forth.
Okay.
Yvonne, when I came back from Philippines on Korean Air, the couple I was in front of me was from Mesquite, and they took a shuttle. They were talking about that same exact shuttle.
What? And do you
shuttle services? Yeah.
You pay for it or no?
That one, I forgot the amount.
It's $45.
45 there.
$45 one way
per person.
Per person. But you got to figure, if you're going to go to the airport, number one, from here to the airport's an hour and a half. Number two, if you're not real familiar with the airport, it could be a nightmare, because I myself have gone around that airport round and round trying to pick someone up or drop somebody off. Right. So it makes, and if you're going to go on vacation, what makes it super nice, it's $45. You don't have to pay to try parking your car and trying to find a parking spot and then trying to get in to catch your flight. It makes it really convenient and nice. And a lot of people here too, especially like some of the older people that don't want to drive, or maybe they feel uncomfortable driving, they will actually take the shuttle. They'll go to the airport, they'll pick up an Uber, and they'll go gambling. They'll go to the casinos and they'll spend the whole day. They'll go back to the airport. They'll take the shuttle, and the shuttle brings them back here to Mesquite. So we have a lot of people that will actually use it for that as well, because they want to come to Vegas.
They're not even going to the airport. They're just using that.
They're just using it to get to the airport, and then they grab an Uber.
Yeah, is it 45 like one way or two ways?
It's one way. So they're paying $90 for round trip. But these are people that, a lot of them, like, maybe they're like in their, early 70s, 75. You know what I mean? They're just not comfortable driving to the city, because it is. Yeah. It can be nerve-wracking if you're not used to the city and all the people. So for them, they just like it. They drive. They take the shuttle. Then they go, and then they'll take an Uber downtown. They'll go. They'll eat.
How much is it to Uber? How much is it to Uber from Vegas to Mesquite? Have you looked it up?
I want to. I have not recently. At one time I looked it up and it was like $55, $60. So the shuttle was cheaper. Huh?
It's still cheap.
But the shuttle was cheaper. But this was a while ago. This was like 4 years ago. Because I always take the shuttle, so I haven't looked since then.
Okay, I'm just gonna type in an address. Let's see. What is that? Vertical Canyon.
I can give you an address here, the listing that you and I have.
Okay, well, what is it?
It's 427 Colleen Court. Colleen Court.
Right. Mesquite.
89027.
Got it. Okay, so let's see. The price is it's not cheap yet. I just put a lot. So if you wait 12 minutes, sorry about the cough. On average is $213. But if you wait 13 to 25 minutes, much longer, the cheapest one, and this is Lyft for $129.
Oh, it's gone way up in 4 years.
One way. Hi, Hot Mess J. Hot Mess J is the best.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you really good. He's the best in the business, not only for trash pickup, but anytime you need like a vendor and you don't have one, best person to talk to.
What's up, man?
Hey, aren't you helping one of our EXP agents with a rehab? Oh, he's, I think, stuck.
He's frozen?
Oh. Yeah, I think he's a little frozen. Yeah, maybe his internet is not that good. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, just so you know, I was given really good feedback about the school in Mesquite. Even though it's part of Clark County, I can't believe it, but they have this amazing wrestling program.
They do. They even have a bike too for people for like bike riding and motorcycle and things like that. They have different programs here than they do in Vegas, which makes it nice.
Yeah. Hot Mess J is coming back on. So Pete, what was the best takeaway today at your EXP convention in Vancouver? By the way,
you're just blown away by everything.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yesterday, one of my favorite takeaways I'm still not even over with is the top podcaster in all of real estate in Canada. He was doing a speech, and he keeps it only on mortgage brokering. And they were like good little practices, like something you could do a Hot Mess Jay when he gets off here at the end of this. Hey Jay, thanks for coming on. Can you recommend someone to come on the show tomorrow or next week or something like that? Or just giving little takeaways. Actually like doing this show standing up, you'll get more energy. Some of messages. Yeah, just little things they were talking like that. That was just yesterday alone.
Right. And today you met like on stage you had Mike Sherrod, who is like super AI, right?
Yeah, super AI. He didn't really give any nugget. He just tried to tell people to get uncomfortable getting uncomfortable with AI and getting on video. That's what he was trying to do. But looks like
we have Michael on. Cruz coming on. So Michael Cruz actually owns a insurance company out here, and I have never met him in person. Sorry about that.
Yvonne, I'm gonna head off to that dinner, okay?
Enjoy dinner, Pete.
All right, Deanne. Thank you.
Yeah, Deanne, you met Michael. He brought us all the food.
Yes.
From the Bagel Cafe.
Yes. And I also sent him afterwards. I texted him and I thanked him because it was amazing.
You did. Yeah.
The food was amazing. Thank you for breakfast.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to stay.
Oh, yeah, you were probably busy, huh?
It was just a hectic day, but that's okay. No problem.
So, Diet, you've had food from the Bagel Cafe a couple times now.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh my gosh. And what Michael, he had like a little bit of everything. It was awesome. So it was nice to be able to, because we don't have things like that here. So it was a lot of fun to sample everything.
Yeah. So they're going to have their 30th year anniversary and hope that our team will show up.
Awesome.
That's where
that place has been in business. I'm sorry for interrupting. That place was in business for 30 years.
30 years. They're going to have the mayor of Las Vegas showing up at at their place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Our team, we put, money together, and we were giving away 400 pies last year, for Thanksgiving with
nice.
3 different builders. So what it was, we would order the pies ahead of time, and then we would say, okay, win a pie, this is what you need to do. And then the people who were picking up the pies, they went to the different builders, because the builders are everywhere, right? Out in the city, right? So basically, it was easier for people who are living in different areas to go pick up.
Oh, nice.
So we had D.R. Horton, we had communities, and we were on Channel 13.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I hope to repeat that.
I have a couple of questions for you, Michael. Do you service at all Mesquite, or are you just servicing Vegas?
I service Mesquite. I mean, I'm licensed in Nevada, but I also am licensed in Utah, Arizona, California.
Oh, perfect.
For property and casualty. But for life insurance and stuff like that, I'm also licensed in Washington and Texas as well.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
Yeah. But for property and casualty, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, California.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I just recently closed a property in Spring Valley, and I was trying to figure out, what kind of insurance I should get. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think insurance is the last thing that people think. Michael, what do you think?
Yes. And also, I mean, just insurance there's a lot to insurance, right? I think we talked about that, right? When you were purchasing this property, there's a lot to insurance, and there's a lot that people don't understand about insurance, right? They know they have to have it. They know their lender says, I need to get insurance. Whether it's your car or your home, right? You have to buy insurance, but they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what it covers. Unfortunately, a lot of agents aren't going to take a lot of time out of their day to explain coverages to you, right? That's unfortunate, but it's something that should be happening, but typically doesn't happen. What typically happens is someone says, hey, my lender says I need insurance, and we need to be under $800 or whatever it may be, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean you're actually getting the proper coverage for what you need, right?
So what's your advice, Michael? Because honestly, I mean, on our team we have 20, agents, and I mean, honestly though, I'll tell you, Michael, when I'm buying brand new, which Diet, she's an expert in new homes, I would buy the brand new insurance, because their insurance is so much cheaper, because they don't have to insure resale. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think there's a little confusion there. So Go ahead. Any carrier is going to give, if it's a new build home, doesn't matter if it's their in-house insurance or Progressive, right? Or any other carrier, you're going to get a good premium if it's a new build home. Your premium is going to be lower than a house built in 2002. Doesn't matter, right? Or right? It doesn't matter who that lender is. Now, sometimes they end up with a better premium. That's true, but it's not like they're doing anything different than another carrier.
Now I have a question with that, Michael. So I'm just, because this could be good for people too. So they might get it maybe a little less than what you could possibly offer, but does that mean that they're getting the same coverage, or are they maybe missing out on coverage that they actually should be having that they're not getting with the new build?
Well, that's a wonderful question, right? When you get a quote, so when you go through a new builder, I've had a few come across with clients, existing clients, where, you know, they were purchasing a home and they're like, hey, builder gave me this insurance quote, take a look at it, see what we can do. How does it compare, right? Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like I said earlier, is most people are just looking at a price, right? You're saying, okay, they gave me a quote, it's $500. Have no idea what this coverage has, right? No idea what the deductible is, no idea what kind of endorsements it has.
Mhm.
All I see is $500, and that looks good to me, right?
Right.
So it's an excellent question. It's very loaded, right? So what I always recommend people do is to actually go through the quote and look through what's the important coverages, because chances are the coverage is not equal, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely one where you need to sit down. This is one of your biggest purchases, right? Purchasing a
Right.
home is typically someone's
Yes.
biggest purchase in their life, right?
Right.
So why would you not sit down with your agent and say, look, I need you to take a few minutes of your time. If you want my business, take a few minutes of your time. Explain to me, what exactly am I purchasing here? Because I need to make sure that I'm protecting my investment, right? This is my big purchase of my life. Let's
Right.
Yeah.
make sure that I'm adequately protected, right? I don't want I'm putting all my money into this right now. I don't know. Some people, they buy a house and their house broke for a few years, right? They don't have much, their finances are tight, but
Mhm.
they bought a home that was built in 1998. And
Mhm.
what do they know? You know, they didn't realize something's going to go out in the next year just by chance, right? And they don't
Mhm.
have a backup, right? And they're thinking, okay, well, my homeowner's insurance covers this, right? No, it doesn't. Does it? Homeowner's insurance, no insurance is going to cover normal wear and tear, right? There's cost of homeownership, right? So
Mhm.
you have to, you know, if your refrigerator goes out and it causes a huge leak in your home, um, that damage that it does is going to be covered in an insurance policy, which is great. But to replace the refrigerator, your insurance doesn't replace your refrigerator, right?
Mhm.
That's something that's just normal wear and tear. You have to replace that as a homeowner, right? But the damage
Mhm.
that it caused by that breakage will be covered, right? Same thing with your AC, your water heater. They don't replace the AC, they don't replace the water heater. That's on you as the homeowner, right? Same with pipes, but a lot of people don't understand that, right? It's normal wear and tear that you just have to pay that cost yourself as a homeowner. So
Yeah, were you guys pushing any new any insurance policies when you were with Pulte?
We were. And that was one of the reasons why I was asking Michael that question, because,
Mhm.
you know, as you know, with us, we have so much going on that it's something that we tell them it's a great benefit. It's, you know, you can get it for less and blah, 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 blah. But then, you know, after really taking a step back and actually kind of looking at to see what they offer versus like maybe going like with maybe one of Michael's plans and things like that, you might be paying maybe $50, $60 more per year, but the coverage was way different. You got so much more coverage. So it's like, okay, when you start kind of weighing it out, $60 and you spread that over 12 months, it's really not that much. But
Mhm.
when you see it as like, oh, $560, but if you kind of break it down for people, it makes it a little bit easier. But the coverage, it's not that it's bad coverage, but sometimes it's not quite the coverage somebody really needs, depending on the quality of the home, what they have for upgrades, you know, and how much that they've actually invested in it. Sometimes, you know, that it's not quite as, it might be cheaper, but you might not get what you actually need to protect
yeah,
you. Really.
and that's excellent. An excellent point too is when it comes to new builds, it's a little bit different, right? When you're insuring it, you're not so worried as much of certain coverage because, you know, it's a new build home and you may have some builder warranties included.
Right.
I don't, right?
Right.
Obviously
10-year
warranties don't
structural.
cover fire, right? But
Yeah.
that's what your insurance is for. However, yeah, I mean, new build is a little bit of a different beast because you do have a little bit more peace of mind knowing that, okay, chances are my pipes are not going to burst.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but yeah.
So Michael, we have a property right now that something happened to the property it's in Rose Ranch. And I don't represent the seller, but anyway, so the seller is selling it for sale by owner. They gutted a lot of they had, mold. I mean, I think they had a mold remediation.
Yeah.
So the buyer, who's actually kind of like a flipper, wanted to make sure that there was no insurance claim on it. It was a little interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
I mean,
why would
and they
you?
will see that. They will see that. So when they run a quote, like, so if you come to me and you say, hey, Michael, I'm thinking of purchasing this property, right? Can you start running some quotes for me? Right.
Right.
I'll be able to see when I run those quotes, I will be able to see that there was a claim at that address. Right. And I can see, okay, it was previous owner, of course. I'm not going to be able to see the full details of the quote. I can't see what, that it's not like I get to see everything, but I will be able to see that there was a quote. Maybe there was a very large claim.
Michael, right? But what if, like, for example, let's say, let's talk about, like, just like if you were getting insurance for your car, right?
Yeah.
And let's say, like, I am getting insurance for my car, and some insurance company runs my background and whatnot, and they said, oh, this is your quote, and I said, why is it so expensive? And they said, well, you had 2 accidents and it was your fault. But if it's not my fault and I can show that the other side paid for it, why would I still be punished?
You wouldn't be punished. So every now and then, your insurance carrier may make a mistake, right? They may put an accident on file as being an at-fault accident, whereas maybe it was not at fault, right? But it's something you can dispute with proof, and it wouldn't affect your rates. So it's not a huge deal, especially if you have proof. Now, people that don't have proof, it may take a little bit more work to dispute, but it can be done. But I mean, I've had multiple instances before where I've had a client where we were running quotes for them, and it showed an at-fault accident, but they had all the proof needed, and we were able to get that disputed with the new carrier and find them extreme savings. So I mean, it's not going to hurt you if it's a not at fault accident. Even if, let's say,
how do you prove it though?
I mean, it just depends. Like, so, like, for example, like if I had somebody hit me a few years ago,
right?
I'm a little bit different. I like to go directly with my insurance company because my insurance company is amazing. The insurance company that I use for my home, for my auto, is Travelers Insurance. Their claims team is amazing. So I file my claims directly through them, and I let them handle everything else. I let them go and collect with the other carrier. I don't have to do anything. So it's super easy. And then they do what's called subrogation, right? So they pay out to fix my stuff, and then they'll subrogate and go to the other company to collect the money, right? So that's kind of how it works. But I mean, in certain situations, you can have the claims team give you documentation that they subrogated, that they were able to collect. Maybe they got, maybe you have a police report that says this person was at fault. I've had clients with police reports. In my situation, I had a video from my dash cam, right, from my car. So I mean, yeah, there's multiple ways you can prove it.
Can I ask you a question? What does an umbrella policy mean?
Umbrella it's basically like I would call it like a blanket over your existing policies. So, right? So, it's basically, let's say you have just a homeowner's insurance and a auto insurance. That's all you have. You own one home and you own one car. That's all you own, right?
Right.
And then you purchase the highest possible limits of liability under your personal policy. So you buy 250,000, 500,000 bodily injury liability limits on your car insurance, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then you buy 500,000 liability on your homeowner's insurance. So those are the highest limits you can typically purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So you purchase these high limits of liability. Do you know what that liability pays out in the event of something happening where you're at fault? Like if you hit me in a car accident, it pays up to 250,000 per person.
Mm-hmm.
A
500,000 per incident.
Per accident, correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have 250,000, 500,000. You hit me. I almost die. My injuries are significantly greater. Right. Let's say just significantly greater than 250,000.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now your insurance says I'm only paying 250,000 to this guy because that's the most that your policy allows.
Right.
But there's still a $600,000 medical bill, right? Mm-hmm. Who am I going to come after? Who is my insurance company coming after? You, right? That's where your umbrella falls in. Your umbrella says, okay, I had two underlying policies, this homeowners and this auto. You bought an umbrella policy for $1 million in liability. Once your insurance company pays out their maximum of $250,000, we'll step in and fill up everything else up to $1 million.
Wow.
So it's just like that. There's umbrella policies are ridiculously cheap for the coverage you get, right? We're talking
Michael, it sounds like the gap insurance.
What's that?
It sounds like the gap insurance when you buy a brand new car.
No, gap is completely different.
No, I mean, but they cover, like the rest of it, right?
It does fill the excess to your loan on a gap, right? So kind of, I guess, but it's just going to pay more. It's excess. It's called excess liability, basically.
Excess liability. Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Good information to know.
It is good, excellent to know because, I mean, like I said, umbrellas are ridiculously cheap for the coverage you get. We're talking $200 to $500 a year is the typical for $1 million in liability.
Now, if you do an umbrella, Michael, is the umbrella insurance company the same as your, like, say for an example, I think you said you use Travelers car insurance.
Yeah.
So if you have them and then you do an umbrella, is the umbrella still Travelers or is the umbrella a different insurance for your umbrella coverage?
It's a good question. Now it can go multiple ways. So it doesn't have to be. So Travelers, for example, they do offer umbrellas. But they offer umbrellas only as an umbrella to cover their policies. So if you have your home and your auto with Travelers, you can buy an umbrella and the umbrella will cover the underlying policies with Travelers, right? But let's say, here's a good example. Let's say you have a collector car, right? Yes. Most companies don't have coverage for a collector car, or let's say an RV, right? An RV is probably a better example. Travelers doesn't do RVs right now. So if you have a big motorhome, you probably have it insured with someone else, like Progressive, for example. So let's say your home and auto are with Travelers insurance and your RV is with Progressive. So you have 3 total policies, RVs with a separate company. If you wanted a Travelers umbrella, they're only going to cover your home and auto. So if you had an excess claim for your RV, you have no coverage. So they do have umbrella companies, insurance carriers that will let you have underlying policies with multiple carriers. So you can have your home with Allstate, your auto with Progressive, your motorcycle with State Farm. You can have multiple carriers and one umbrella to cover.
What a headache.
It could be a headache. Yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, it gives you flexibility, right? Like
got it.
Again, I have clients that you have a collector's car, a collector exotic car that's $300,000. A lot of companies won't insure cars that are $300,000. So you have to have it with a specialty carrier, right? But you still want umbrella for that vehicle, right? So it sometimes just works out better that way. It just depends. Yeah.
I have another quick question for you, Michael, as well.
Sure.
So I know a lot of people, when they're wanting to get like auto insurance, the worst thing to ever do is you go on the internet and the next thing you know, everyone's blowing you up. So if we contact you directly, then you basically help as the cushion for that. Is that correct? Like you would help us find the best insurance and we don't have to worry about our phone and text messages and all these emails getting blown up. Am I correct on that?
That's absolutely correct. So yes.
Perfect.
Now, do I have access to every carrier? No. Do I have access to many carriers? Yes, right? So I don't have access to, like, I can't quote you with State Farm, right? State Farm is a captive carrier. They only sell State Farm policies. Same with Allstate, right? Same with AAA. But I do have everyone from Geico, Progressive, Travelers, Mercury. I have quite a large list nationwide. So I have all these carriers that I can quote you with to give you an idea how competitive things may be, right? But yeah, absolutely, we can do that.
Awesome. That's good to know because I know a lot of people don't like getting blown up.
Yeah, because I mean, typically what the first thing you see now when you search online is some sort of company. It's not even an insurance carrier. It's typically like find a quote or something, and it's a quote wizard, and basically all they're doing is you put your info and they're selling it to 100 different insurance agents, and that's why you're getting all these calls from insurance agents because they're just selling your info. That's basically all they're doing.
That's exactly what happens when you are getting a loan online.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Yeah, and then like people will get mad, be like, "Oh my gosh, why is my phone blowing up?" You know what? So I heard, and obviously we need to get clarification from a loan person, that I heard that the Trump administration is trying to curb that.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You heard that, right? But I don't know if that's the
well.
same for the insurance industry.
Well, they're trying to curb that with the insurance industry too, especially on, of course, like the I'm sure you've heard if you have any relatives or friends that are 65 or older. I mean, they're getting bombarded, right? Because they're Medicare agents that are just trying to get their insurance to a certain Medicare Advantage plan. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but all of my clients are getting contacted constantly over the phone.
Yeah, I'm not there, but I get those calls.
I know
there too. And I'm like, why are these people calling me? I know. Yeah, I get all of it, all kinds of calls. Yeah. But no, thank you for coming on to the show, Michael.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, if you guys ever have any questions. What's that?
Yeah, what is your contact number so that people can reach out to you?
Yeah, my office line is 702 760 3393. It's Better Insurance. You can also go to my website if you'd like that information. It's www.better.broker. Yeah, you can find me anytime. Give me a call. I'm happy to answer questions, even if you're not shopping for insurance. If you just have questions about your own policy and you have no intention of moving from Allstate to another carrier, but you just want information and someone to, maybe your Allstate agent sucks and they don't have the time to go over your policy, I will take the time to explain your policy for you. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm happy to help because, as we've seen, a lot of people are extremely underinsured. They're overexposed because all they did was shop for price and they had no idea what they're purchasing. And, one loss can, I've seen people have to say they were going to sell their home because of insurance claims, I didn't think someone would have to sell their home because of that, but
Michael, that's why you see so many billboards in Las Vegas. And who are they?
Yeah.
They're all lawyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Personal injury, number one in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had an Australian, she was from New Zealand. She said, Yvonne, she's an EXP agent. She goes, Yvonne, why are there so many billboards of lawyers in Vegas? People actually notice this point.
Yeah, it's I mean that's why that's why we've become one of the highest auto insurance in the nation, right? It's because of this, right? It's you get in a fender bender nowadays and you're trying to get your maximum that you possibly can. You see people, they get in the smallest fender bender and they're going to a chiropractor for 4 months.
It's crazy. I do have one quick question though for you, Michael. Kind of jarring all this. So I had a bad fall, and so anyways, I'm one of those. I had to get an attorney. I was in a wheelchair. Anyways, I've only been walking for about 2 months now, and I still can't walk a whole lot or very far. But I had a question on that because we got all the way down the rabbit hole. And anyways, the attorney that I've been working with for the last year, everyone's decided it's not worth going. Unfortunately, it's not worth going to trial for, which in my case is a bummer because it's really has, I still have problems and I'll have problems for the rest of my life with permanent nerve damage. But if I had better coverage, because you were talking about, which is true, like so for like the liability, if I had better auto insurance, even though it wasn't an auto accident, can you use any type of insurance that you offer? Could that have helped pay for some of my medical and some of my expenses? Or can you not use it because it was separate? It happened at a restaurant.
So you were just like a guest at a restaurant?
Yes.
And they didn't give you their insurance for their general liability?
The max that they were giving is $5,000, but I need surgery. I've actually been to 3 different orthopedic surgeons, but because of the amount of nerve damage that the accident has caused, no one will touch me. No one will do the surgery. And that's the reason why I have a hard time walking now. And I'll have problems for the rest of my life. But the max that they're willing to give me is $5,000. But
that's ridiculous.
I mean, I've been in a wheelchair. I mean, let me tell you, this has turned my world upside down. And I'm not a sue kind of a person, and I wasn't going to in the beginning, but I mean, it's just.
Well, this is a different kind of a thing, right? This is this is something that you would sue for, right? Because we're talking.
You would think,
permanent,
but yeah.
So the thing is, these insurance policies, you're right, they probably had medical payments up to $5,000 as far as their general liability policy pays, right? So that's what you're talking about, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's all that you could possibly get. So may I ask, they were willing to give you that
yes,
their insurance
that's all
carriers?
they're willing to get. They don't think that they're at fault. And it could just been an accident. I mean, but
did you fall?
Yes, I had 5 fractures. I got 3 broken bones on the bottom of my foot, 2 on the top. I have a Lisfranc, and then I also have ligament. And then the type of nerve damage, it's RSP or something like that. Anyways, the nerve damage that I will have for the rest of my life. So I'm always in pain. And unfortunately, I only take pain medicine when I go to bed, because otherwise I can't function during the day. So I just bite the bullet, but there's times that, the pain's just so intense, but yeah, so they decided that they're not going to move forward with my case. But I'm just wondering, like, if I had maybe better personal insurance, if maybe something could have been covered, or because it happened not in my vehicle, it happened at an actual restaurant, that you can't like use it like an umbrella.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the only coverage that you may have that would cover your injuries and stuff, like for medical bills and stuff, would be your own health insurance, not your auto, not your home. However, did you speak with multiple injury attorneys about this? Because, if you have any sort of proof, like if a general liability policy that a restaurant has, right? So a restaurant's going to have a general liability policy, typically going to be at least $1 million in coverage, general liability, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes they'll still purchase, they'll have like 5,000 in medical payments, which is going to pay that, which is what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And they will pay that regardless. So you're going to get that, which is great. But obviously that's not nearly enough money, right?
Oh no.
However, that general liability up to 1 million that they have, you could potentially go after that to pay for pain 100%. And suffering, long-term impact. However, it just depends on the situation. So this is where it would be nice to have proof for certain things, right? Because let's say it was water and there was no wet floor sign, right? That could be negligence on the restaurant's part, and that's where you can come after the general liability, right? Now, if there was no negligence on their part and you were clumsy, I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying if it was a situation where someone was just being maybe they drank too much and they tripped and then they fell and hurt themselves, well, that's not something where you can go after them and sue them for, right?
Right.
You still might get something from the medical payments in that kind of situation. But if it's somewhere where the restaurant was negligent and you can prove that, I'm sure you can get more than 5,000 for medical payments. I'm not a lawyer, but at the end of the day, that's a big thing to be. I mean, for me, it would be worth my time to follow up because of knowing that, one, your recovery process is forever, and two, you're probably going to be feeling some sort of pain for the rest of your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you may have to manage.
Yeah, was it in Vegas?
Huge.
It was in Vegas.
Oh, it was in Vegas? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the day before we were going to Hawaii, or not Hawaii, Mexico. We were going to go on vacation.
That's so brutal. Yeah.
We're out of time, but I thank you guys for coming onto the show, and and definitely reach out to Michael, for
definitely
insurance questions. And I agree with Michael. You definitely should talk to multiple attorneys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And good luck with that too. I mean,
you're welcome. I was just curious since you were talking about insurance.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Something, like I said, most people don't think about insurance, and then until the end, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Until they need it.
Until they need it. Exactly. But thank you again, and I hope that you guys can let me know who you think should be on our show so that we can help other people. Feel free to share it with me, so that we can bring them on next week.
All right, thanks,
Yvonne. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, you guys take care. Thank you.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Thank you.